we're heading up to Sea to Sky. We're in Squamish right now. It's middle of the summer, and the Olympics have been postponed, and all the contests we were supposed to be heading to as well. We've created a bit of a bubble situation where we've brought some of the best park skaters in the country together to skate some of the best parks. We got Adam Hopkins, Andy Anderson, James Clark, Matty Bolt, and Faye Ebert. And yeah, what else are we gonna do? So we're skating.
Okay, I want to do a half cab blunt fakie, and then eventually do half cab front blunt. Yeah, buddy.
There's very few skaters that I get really motivated off of skating with all the time. James is one of them. James is a product of Hastings Bowl. He grew up in that bowl. He's extremely positive and it's fun to skate with.
I've known Adam since like 2006 maybe. He's a good guy to skate with. He's like an encyclopedia. Like you ask him about tricks, he'll know like what's up with them or like where they came from.
The Indy was invented after the frontside act, and they nicknamed that obstacle the Black Russian because Tony Alva went in the pool. He ended up quitting Indy later on and riding for Gullwing. That's why tuck knees legit, stink bug's gross. It's respectable to do snowboard tricks when you're in a mountain town.
Sometimes you can't get him to shut up.
Going to the Olympics is like a really big goal of mine.
This would have been the first Olympics that skateboarding was in. All of us had the potential to be the first Canadian Olympic skateboarders. We have this pressure to make sure that the Olympics are good and not taking away like what we love about skateboarding.
We created a partnership with the Canadian Sport Institute, and we're using their facility up in Whistler. And you know, training for most skateboarders is a new concept. But if you take a little bit of care of yourself, you're going to be able to do a lot more.
You look at Slug when he's 50 and he's killing it, like he's so good right now. And it's like, there it is, skate until you're in the ground, you know? If you take care of your body and you keep going after it, you can skate until you're dead, pretty much.
What's great about this experience is it's so cool to feel the benefits, to feel like, yes, after this, I'm going to be a better skater. But it's also cool to see your friends grow with you.
I'm getting to train with some of the boys, and they're pushing me to like kind of be better, and I need that push sometimes. It's a whole different experience when you have like a crew of people that are really have the same goal and like are trying to really obtain the same level of intensity as you, and it's been great.
Yes!
How long have you been skating for, Faye?
2.5 years.
That's nuts.
So yeah, this week Faye was able to come out from Toronto. She rips, and I mean it's a pleasure to watch her as well. She has just this power that she skates with and fierceness, and you can see it in her face when she goes. She's just like, whoo.
Yeah, she goes like, ah, and runs at the wall. It's pretty funny. It gets me stoked. It's like, all right, she's charging at this. Or you can hear it in the background there.
I think that she's going to be an inspiration for a lot of the younger girls coming up. You know, with females, it's awesome to be able to see somebody that's like doing it, and then you can be like, well, I can do that too, or like, you know, she's inspiring me. So I'm hoping that she like keeps with it and keeps killing it, and it's going to be a big inspiration, I think, for a lot of girls.
I've been doing the van thing for like probably like 4 years now. How long have you been doing the ambulance?
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Andy has like an ambulance. Who has an ambulance?
Two of the Canadian skaters currently living in their vans. These guys have been pushing skateboarding their entire lives. They live for it. And it's pretty exciting that they could be on every TV in the world.
Knock it about. What you got, Faye? What's your next trick?
Andy Anderson. Landy Landerson, never falls.
Andy's like no other skater that I've really skated with, and how he does like the stuff he does. It's pretty rad to see.
It's really a trip, you know, like we could be in Tokyo right now. This whole COVID thing it's brought us together, and through this we've bonded and been able to group together in Whistler.
I think even like from skateboarding going to the Olympics from start to finish, it was kind of chaotic. Some of the events, get some time to relax, reset, just get ready for it.
Being at the Olympics would be pretty cool right about now, but I'm really enjoying having some time to breathe.
Obviously, I hope that things calm down and the world gets back to normal, but for now, again, we're just trying to make the best use of the time we have.
Yeah, 2020. It's been a trip. With everything going on in the world, you know, big events can wait. This delay has been a bit of a blessing in disguise. You only get one shot at making that first impression, and we'll take an extra year to prepare. You know, and when it's time, we can all be there together safely. We're going to be there. It's going to be the best.
So when I think of Descenzo, I'm just like, damn, he's like paving the way like for like the younger guys. It's like we're watching Descenzo like make his way in the States.
Descenzo, he skates like he's 18 and he's 34 years old. Like, what's going on? Teach me the ways of how you do it, so when I'm 34, I could be doing what you're doing. Straight up, he's a beast.
Yeah, when I think of Matt, what definitely comes to mind is he's a pressure guy. When the heat is on, he's like, all right, I'm gonna turn up.
I think that he's probably got like the most power and like technical skill that I've ever seen like in a combination.
Micky, I mean, he's undeniably talented at skateboarding.
Just super technical. Doing a trick switch is like not even a difference for him. It's just like the other way.
Dude, so Shay, it's just been unreal to watch his progression.
Yeah, Shay is a new generation of sick skater. He just looks really good on a board, and he's got some of those really hard tricks too that like nobody really does.
He's young, he's motivated, he's got a very unique style of tricks that I think will only help him flourish in the future.
I love watching TJ skate because it's fun, you know what I mean? It's entertaining. He looks like he's having a blast when he's skating.
So I've lived in the United States for quite a few years now, since 2009.
So I've lived in Southern California for just about 6 years now.
Of course, moving to Southern California, you're gonna get a lot of benefits for your skate career. Stuff like, you know, skating with people that are really, really good and are progressing your skating. And not just like 6 months out of the year, but there's no off season like back in Canada and Vancouver. It's like, you can go street skating, you can skate outside. It's January right now and it's a beautiful day, so we're skating, and that's why we all come here. The weather.
In Canada, 6 months a year you can't skate, and I believe in all of British Columbia on the west coast. There's absolutely no indoor facilities to prepare for things. And then, of course, the heart of the skateboarding industry is in Southern California.
Since the national championships in Toronto, I just remember things were starting to get more serious.
That was right when stuff started getting weird with the borders.
Now it's like, whoa, okay, like this is becoming something. Like, who knows what's gonna happen from here? And then we went through that and got that contest done, and then shortly after, it's like the world changed completely.
We were skating that contest, and every day the whole Corona conversation was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. By the time we were finished the event and flew home, I think it was like 5 days later, then the borders got fully shut down. Like, it was so fast, we like just got it by the skin of our teeth.
I remember getting ready for Street League Las Vegas, and every day it was like something new was announced.
Vegas basically got canceled, and after that it was just the next one's canceled, the next one's canceled, the next one's canceled. Oh, the Olympics are canceled. Like, oh. Like, what am I gonna do?
Skateboarding during the pandemic has been weird as it gets, period. You go to skate parks, you get kicked out, you pretty much can only street skate. Now it's kind of weird because you can skate certain parks and then other parks are closed. It depends on the county.
During the pandemic, my favorite skate park, Chevy, has been open the whole time, so I've just been skating here the whole time. And now all the skate spots are open.
Skating for me during the pandemic has been a lot of freedom, and skating with my friends out in the streets or at a park, and there's no pressure, and it's like, if you're not feeling like going hard, you don't go hard, and if you are feeling like going hard, you just send it. So yeah, basically it's just like been a lot of freedom, and that's what skating's all about too. So.
What would it mean to me to be one of the first Canadian skaters in the Olympic Games? It would mean a lot to me. I mean, I would be hyped just to be in there, and you know, it's a milestone, just skateboarding in the Olympics. So to be part of that, to be the first one or ones from Canada is really cool, I think, so yeah.
Yeah, it really is a crazy thing for me because I never once thought skateboarding would get to this level. I never thought we'd be in a position to potentially represent Canada. For me, it would mean so much to do what I love to do and you represent the country that shaped me into who I am. So I'm definitely doing everything I can to, you know, hopefully fulfill that.
I don't know, people just assume that skateboarding is for men because it's so gnarly. Like, no, like skateboarding's for everybody. Everybody can skate.
At the time, it was just like I was on the bus going to a skate park, I'd see another girl and I'd like get off the bus and be like, who are you, you know? Now, there's always girls at the skate park.
Well, yeah, so this week we've got Una Ferrar and Annie Guglia out here in Vancouver. Both are very, very talented individuals and pretty good friends of mine.
Una, I like her trick selection. Like, if I could be Una, I'd be happy. I like her style.
Annie, she's a good skater. She's really good at skating contests. When the pressure's on, she's able to put it down for sure.
I feel like Maddie's one of those like multi-action women. You know, it's just like learning a trick a day, pretty much.
I remember that day.
Yeah.
Mickey's day.
I know. That's the day we met. You know, like, I think everyone, like, to me, they're legends because they are paving the way for women in the future, and like the experience that the new generations are gonna have are gonna be better. Photography as a whole, it's male dominated, and same for skateboarding.
You look at a magazine and it's 100% men most of the time.
When I first got into the skate contest scene, first place for men's was like $5 grand, and then the women's got like $900.
Even if we're talking about shoes, there's no women pro model. It's hard to get shoes and boards that fit for women. It makes it harder just to access skateboarding.
My dad is a pro skater, my mom skates too, and that's just kind of been like a huge theme of my life. But I never really got into it because of like the pressure of being a young girl at the skate park.
Right now, we are in a state where we are doing our own thing. We've done our own scenes, our own videos, or on magazines, or on events, because we didn't have the support.
There was such a big lack of women representation in traditional medias. Now with social media though, it's helping people have access to inspiration as much as they want.
I feel like a lot of women, like in general, they just like want to see other people doing it. Having social media and having people to look up to and seeing people working for their tricks too, it's really amazing.
I think that the representation of women skating needs to come from like everywhere.
It's really important to see yourself skating and to see yourself represented. If I didn't see people like me, then I mean, it would be a less welcoming space.
Having a safe space that you can enter where you know that you're going to be accepted and people are going to support you and accept you just for who you are is really dope, and it's amazing to see how those safe spaces are coming about right now.
I did a count the other day and it was like over 25 skate crews in Canada alone, from East Coast all the way over.
It's relatable, it's accessible, because you see people at your level and you feel more comfortable approaching them, like, how did you do that? And like, it kind of empowers you to feel like, I can do that too.
It's amazing to be surrounded by such talented people and people that are doing so much for the skateboarding scene in general. Like what Rosie's got on with Nations and stuff.
We really just want to get out there and empower Indigenous youth to get more skate parks in the communities. It's really important because we're bringing up topics of like, you know, be proud of who you are, be proud of where you come from.
There's a place for you in skateboarding, no matter who you are, where you're from, what you look like, how old are you. That's the cool thing about skateboarding. We all get the same feeling.
Skateboarding, it teaches you so much about yourself, and it teaches you so much about the process of growing and struggling for something. When you get that at the end and you watch yourself succeed, to teach young girls that you can do that, it's just the most empowering thing.
We're starting to see a lot more opportunity open up for women, but there's definitely still work to be done to have everybody included.
I feel like the Olympics really help for that equality because a gold medal for men and for women is worth the same thing. But obviously there's still work to do.
I don't know, it seems like a really cool project. You see like groups of people like playing basketball or like at the skate park, like even if they're not skaters walking by here and seeing this, and even if there's no girls at the park, they can see that women are skating and women are skaters and they skate different kinds of stuff.
Should we go skate?
I think we should probably skate.
It's a really tight community that shows how much everything's grown and how much we are connected.
It's a crazy thing to think about. I mean, it's already like come so far that it's cool to think about where we're gonna be in a few years.
For me, I like to see as many people as possible on skateboards. The more opportunities there are, just better.
Yes, sick.
Okay, shoes, boards, clothes, laptop. I moved out of my van, so I'm officially no longer living in a van trying to train for the Olympics. I have a house and a shower every day and all that stuff. I am packing up to head to San Diego area in Southern California pre-Dew Tour because they just announced that World Championships are not happening. So Dew Tour is kind of the last shot to get qualifying points. Because of what's happening, it's pack now, get a COVID test, wait on the results. When I pass, get on a plane, go down to California, don't stop skating for 2.5 weeks basically, do the last event and then see where that puts me. It's kind of crazy. It's been constantly changing from the beginning, from the amount of qualifiers we're going to have to how the points break down, and we're kind of in the final lap here, I guess you could say.
I'm usually in here every day for a couple hours because I'm still able to do a fair bit of strength training with it. kind of a classic skater. Ankle roll, it happens. I've been there 3 times now, pretty severely. Because I'm not able to skate due to her, I won't get the points to qualify for the Olympics. So my road to Tokyo is over, but I'm looking forward to Paris 2024 for sure. Ligament tears are never fun. I'd much rather just break my bone, but I don't seem to get that luxury.
Competition simulation tonight. Stoked on that. It's gonna be fun. Andy Anderson, everybody.
Yo, bro. We're at the greenhouse here. Represent.
Represent. Can we take out our mask inside?
Yeah, we're at the table. Yeah.
Face review.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
My face has not changed. We're in Southern California right now. I just got here. I live in Montreal. And we're here for a training camp with Canada Skateboard.
Over these next 2 days, we're doing a mock contest and mock practice to simulate our next contest.
The Olympic qualification process is a little bit complex. There's a series of competitions that all the skaters have to attend, and by doing well in the contest, you earn points. And you got to earn enough points to be in the top 20 in the world, but only 3 skaters can go for each country.
The purpose of today is more to like do 2 runs, figure out what your tricks are, and get it. The scoring isn't so much the emphasis during it, but if you want it to be, it can be a part of it.
We're following the same kind of regiment of timing and such as what would be going down at Dew Tour.
This is the final. Oh, this is the final.
Semi-final.
Oh, okay.
Semi-final. You already made past qualifier.
Okay.
Now you're trying to make final.
And then.
Okay, let's go skate. Let's go skate.
Yeah, Micky. First one.
We out here.
Andy's about to drop in.
Verge coming up right now. To hit it, dude, I hit it. Oh man. Like drinking your legs, dude. A high 8, a high 8. So scared of that one?
Skated for about an hour and 45, so definitely not going to get that kind of practice time at Dew Tour, but that's what the advantage is of having this place. We get a little bit extra time to figure out what tricks we want to work on.
Because you grinded that good, but I feel like if you actually just emphasize, like, I'm gonna grind this a little longer, you'll go through a few more tiles and it'll look extra sick. Let's try one.
Yeah, there we go! At the start of the practice, I'm thinking about conserving my energy, trying not to do hard tricks, and I really want to touch coping everywhere. I want to know what the coping feels like, because it's going to feel different in different places. So if I go straight into difficult tricks, I might get hurt on something totally unnecessary. Body slam.
Body slam.
Yeah.
Straight, huh?
See? I just wasn't in the right spot.
All the Canadians here in one whole session. It's pretty sick because we come from like different sides of the country. But Yeah, it's crazy because some of us down at Huntington Beach, some of us are up in the valley, some of us are in the east coast of Canada, still on the west coast. So like, it's cool to get us all together in one spot, get us all skating together, because we don't get to do that too often.
You know, we haven't had an event since January of 2020. So it's good to recreate that energy a bit. I think it'll help everyone kind of prepare for going to Iowa for a Dew Tour and then Rome for World Championships. And the month after that is Olympics, so this is just part of it.
Without us being able to do a World Championship event, the points that Dew Tour provides, unless you're in the top 10, they're not significant enough to fill that gap. So if everything is as it sits right now, those who have enough points are probably going to go, and those who do not have to fight really hard and get ahead, like make some leaps and bounds.
This is Dew Tour, and you are watching Annie.
There's two competitive disciplines that are going to be in the Tokyo Olympics, street skateboarding and park skateboarding.
Street skateboarding is more designed to replicate what you would find in the streets.
So you'll find handrails, ledges, stairs. It's a lot of gaps. There's railings, ledges in between. Well, park is all transition.
Kind of modeled after like a California swimming pool, radius curved walls. There's obstacles placed in it like rails and hips and transfers and spines. In park skating, you're gonna see a lot of really high airs and fast grinds, a lot of speed.
Street and park, totally different physics, different parts of the brain, and definitely different muscles. Two very polar opposite styles of skateboarding, but it's gonna be really cool to watch both for sure. When I'm competing, the goal is to be as focused as possible. So what's going through my mind is hopefully nothing. It's really hard to turn off your brain sometimes, but that's the goal. But a lot of it has to do with making sure that your body's in a physical state so that it's primed for that moment that I'm going to push it past its limit.
Basically, Andy fell from the coping, landed awkwardly in the bottom of the bowl on his knee, and really tweaked it. The medics checked him out, and it looked like he may have torn his meniscus. He got cleared and was able to skate if he wanted to. And yeah, he knew that if he landed his run, if he was strong enough, that he would secure a spot in Tokyo.
The goal for Dew Tour is not necessarily to win, it's just to do as best as you can so that you have the points to qualify for the Olympics. For park, Dew Tour is the only qualifier of the season. It's kind of a make or break it event. I mean, you really need to skate this contest well if you want to get your shot at these Olympics.
45-second run, 2 runs. And as TJ Rogers now on course, he leads with that 72.55.
I love TJ, bro. He's really genuinely the friendliest, and he rips. He's gonna do the hardest tricks. And you see some hustle. He's got some hustle going. Micky's serious.
DeCenzo also veteran out here. So close with the dolly heel.
Berger in course right now.
Oh! Gets it here. Whoa! At the buzzer.
This is Faye Ebert, 11 years old from Canada.
She's got tons of potential with this. She's really hungry.
Nice tail slide.
Adam Hopkins has been on a hell of a road trip across the USA.
540 just got away from there.
Andy Anderson.
Andy took a gnarly slam in practice. I'm glad he's all right. Nice. Oh! Yeah, Andy. Nothing. Wow.
And he stepped up. and he put down the run of his life during the semifinals and earned enough points to get to Tokyo. In order to make it to the Olympics, you had to have an amazing result at the Dew Tour. Some people did. Unfortunately, some others didn't. Now, the street skaters have one more shot in Rome to try and join Andy as the first Olympic skateboarders from Canada.
To compete in the Olympics and represent Canada would be such an honor. It's the first time that skateboarding is going to be included in the Olympics, so it's basically making history. And so I think it would be a really awesome life achievement, but also, I don't know, just for skateboarding in general, I think it's going to be really cool.
While I'm skating a contest, I try and cancel out everything. That's like the ideal goal. Obviously there's some distractions, like people will be screaming or sometimes crossing, which does kind of throw me off, but my ultimate goal is just stay focused and just think about the trick that I'm doing, nothing else.
Okay, waiting for you. On the 3, make some noise!
Pretty rock on a time like this. I always listen to Frank Zappa. Yeah. For whatever reason, it's like Zappa or... Yeah, it always changes. I think when you're competing, the whole thing is you're trying to not think. You're actually trying to just let your body do what it knows to do.
I'm just trying to calm the nerves and just remind myself I prepared the best that I probably could and that the outcome's gonna be whatever it's gonna be, so.
Micky flipped onto the rail in 5 different ways. And when we were in the bus ride over here, he was worried about doing anything flip onto the rail.
I was scared. So I'm like, all right, gotta show up or show out, dude. One time in Rome.
This is really impressive, Micky.
I think the biggest thing that I could hope for skateboarding after the Olympics is that it just exposes more people around the world, and of course including Canada, showing that it's a community that's vibrant and there's a lot of really good lessons involved, and it is a path for people to go down. I just really hope it has a positive impact on the people that don't know anything about it and more kids want to get into it, plain and simple.
Hey Drew, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Let's see the stuff. Okay, so what are we looking at? Hoodie?
The hoodie.
Okay. The first ever Canadian skateboarding Olympic uniforms.
Yeah, it's a little bit surreal.
This is the first time I've seen them in person, so just like to touch them, and after all the meetings and back and forth we had, I can't wait to see them in action. What's up, man? Welcome to Canada Skateboard. Come on in. This is as official as it gets, man. It's pretty wild. We got this from World Skate and the Canadian Olympic Committee. We'd like to congratulate you and your national federation on its results during the whole qualification seasons. We've therefore qualified athletes in the following events: park skateboarding, Andy Anderson, and street skateboarding, Matt Berger and Micky Papa.
It's an amazing opportunity to be in the Olympics and representing Canada for skateboarding's debut. It's like something you never really think of growing up. Kind of just like, I'm just a skater, but I guess I'm an Olympian now.
Being a part of Team Canada is such an honor, and it's such a cool thing. I really hope that the Olympics can push skateboarding in a positive way and in a way that influences people to have more fun in their life.
For me, the motivation to work harder than I ever have was because it was the idea of representing the country that shaped me into who I am on a world scale and hopefully bring pride to the country. It made it pretty easy to go and work harder, so I'm beyond grateful.
Canada Skateboard's goal from day one has been, how do we promote and grow skateboarding in Canada? You know, with this whole road to Tokyo, I think the national team has done one hell of a job promoting, you know, our culture internationally, traveling the world, representing our country, and, you know, just domestically with their presence on social media and through their sponsors and whatnot. They've done one heck of a job representing what we believe is Canadian skateboarding.
How'd it go? You have fun out there?
Little Faye is an example of, like, you know, she came out of the woodwork at one of our contests that we threw in Toronto, and now she's representing Canada, you know, at the absolute highest level. I'm just so proud of the whole national team for spending the last 6 years of their lives traveling the world, skating, competing, winning, losing, you know, doing everything that they do in the name of Canadian skateboarding. I wish they were all with us in Tokyo. You know, I'm proud of each and every one of them. You know, this is only the start. Because of the postponement of a year for the pandemic, Paris 2024 is only 3 years away. These national team athletes, each and every one of them, are going to want to push toward Paris, and we're going to be here every step of the way to support them.
I got hand sanitizer. I gotta clean out the wound.
Right in there. Pump it in.
See the wound?
Oh, right in.
Oh, it doesn't hurt as much as I thought it would.
Only for a second.
Oh, it's the creamy one.
You just, once you go, you gotta go. Okay? There's no.
Give her.
Plus $100 bet today. Andy playing skateboard racing games. Didn't even finish a single lap out there. And what's your favorite part about being out here in BC so far?
Skate, 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 skate.
I seen a big cloud coming across the top.
This camera just got put on the ground. I just saved its little life. Andy ripping.
Make sure you're ready for your run after my run.
All right.
Sleepless haze really set the bar.
Good jam, good jam, good jam. Hey.